Welcome into the Miners broadcast. Dylan VanderVeen, Landon, Stilz always to my right here on the broadcast. A couple of games against the Kingsmen, both of them non-conference, coming up for the Miners today and tomorrow to wrap up a 4-game home stretch to start off this season. A couple of league games, went 1-1, beat the Glacier Pilots. Lost a really poor game last night against the Anchorage Bucks, in which they had just as many errors as they did hits in this game. Landon, what did you see from kind of last night that they're going to be able to use these 2 games for in non-conference to kind of tool up some things and fix them before they actually go into conference play again?
Well, I'm going to not bring the errors into this conversation. The thing I want to look at is the free bags. The Miners consistently were giving up leadoff walks, leadoff hits, sometimes even leadoff hit by pitches to a lot of those leadoff inning guys, and as that continued on, runs started coming in. Yes, sometimes because of errors, but also sometimes because the Bucks are a good baseball team who are going to put the ball in play. The free bags has been an issue that has plagued the Miners all throughout non-conference play, but it finally reared its ugly head yesterday against the Bucks, Dylan.
No, absolutely. They had, I believe, 14 free bags that they gave up off of walks and hit by pitches, 9 walks, 4 hit by pitches, to go along with those free bags that they gave off of errors as they go through the starting lineup right now. We'll give you that here coming up. But, yeah, it was just a real struggle fest last game. New day today, as Tyler LeBrun was saying last night on the postgame, saying tomorrow's going to be a new day. It's going to be a new game. And they get a couple of non-conference games where they be able to tool up some things against the visiting Kingsmen, who we don't know a ton about here. They kind of play in South Carolina, play in North Carolina, go to Alaska, then they go to the Dominican Republic at the end of the year as well. They are a ministry team, are really big in to the religious side with baseball teaming up on that. So don't know a ton about them, but they did lose a couple of games against the River Chinooks in their 2 games against them the last 2 days. So we're going to have to see what goes on between the Miners and the Kingsmen. We'll bring you back after the national anthem right after this. Sorry about that little bit of technical difficulties. We playing around with some of the service and nothing really missed. Couple of outs, and you got a runner over at third after an error by Carson Grout. Went off of his glove over at third base. Made a play directly before that, though. He's highlighting one of our 2 point of view cams that we're trying to get some good video of.
He's going to blame that error on us, isn't he?
I was talking to him before the game, and he goes, well, you know, I hope I don't make an error. And I said, Carson, if you're going to think that you're going to make an error, you're going to end up making an error. I was like, that's exactly what I said.
Before that, too, he made a great charging throw, and I had just said it was a great throw, making up for the couple of errors he had yesterday, and then he did that. Which isn't something that this is a very new occurrence for Carson. Through non-conference play and even the first game against the Glacier Pilots, he was probably, I would argue, the most solid infielder on this minor staff.
That is through for a base hit into center field. It goes. First run of the game is going to be scored by the Kingsmen, and it is a 1-0 game. Ball's too far downstairs, spikes itself to the plate. Big lead over at first, and it is fouled off. Monacore's getting a pretty good sizable lead over there off of Cole Marthel Johnny. Already one steal in this game. Anders Santos Stefanos next after that. Some pretty good last names on some of these players. Lazari and then now Santos Stefanos coming up after Anders.
I'm a big Yarborough fan, too. He's the 9-hitter today. Of USC Sumter.
Bernie, not a bad last name, too. Bernie. Got that in the 8-hole as well.
Bisbano, pitcher. It's a good one. A lot of good names on this team.
Martha Johnny spiking a couple to the plate. You know, with the scoreboard off, I would really love the umpire to maybe flash the pitches every once in a while. Ball sky high in kind of no man's lands. Behind it is going to be Stevenson, and he'll make the catch. And into this top of the first. One run comes across for the Kingsmen. Miners will try to answer right back in the bottom of the first. Welcome back here on the Miners broadcast. Dylan VanderVeen and Stilz here for the bottom of the first. Elliott Medlock leading things off. They switched Luke Wilson from the 1 spot to the 9 spot for this game. Usually the leadoff batter. You got Carson Grout as well in the 2 spot. This happened to work out that the 2 point of view cameras are right next to each other. I didn't actually plan that for that to happen, but
Because you don't read the lineup when I send it to you.
yeah, you know. Nice bunt on trying to get the drag. A good play on the spin, and making the play is Bisbano hopping off of the mound, and there's one away.
I love the idea there from Medlock. You're in the leadoff spot for the first time this season. Good call from head coach Tyler Brunn. Infield's kind of back. You put that ball a little bit far enough down the third base line. Medlock's got enough speed to beat that out, but just didn't get enough on it.
Now Carson Grout, who's had a really good start to his summer. Trying to continue that in a couple of exhibition games against the Kingsmen, or I should say non-conference games against the Kingsmen. Tyler Brunn spoke with us after last night's loss, 13-5 to the Anchorage Bucks, and had a lot more negatives to say than he did positives, as if you looked at the box score, you could find 10 times as many negatives as you could positives about the game last night. But the first 6 games where they won 6-0 to start out the year, including 5 in non-league games, and then won their league opener against the Glacier Pilots, you could take away 10 times more positives than you can negatives. Grout's going to go down hacking, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, your catcher, number 6.
Ridge Erickson comes up. James McGee after that. Then you got Stevenson, and then the Alaska native in Bowman Marks. No Fisher Sims starting today. He's the other Alaska native. Goes to Colorado School of Mines with Evan Bilter. Ball swing and a miss coming up empty on the first offering for Bisbano. One off to the right side and out of play. Going to an 0-2. Ridge Erickson was the man, the myth, the legend of the opening league win against the Glacier Pilots, walking it off. He's scoring Carter Geffrey on a base hit down the line into left field. Nice spinner, drops out of the zone. Ridge Erickson gets just a piece of it to stay alive in the count. Two outs and a couple of strikes on Erickson. Next delivery from Bisbano. Spikes itself to the plate. Traded one number 28 catcher for another, and Ian Francis for James McGee, who right now is on the on-deck circle from Kennesaw State, but one of the newest members to this minor squad. Supposed to have Ian Francis from University of Kansas, but I'm the lone guy now from Kansas. So I guess that's something.
I mean, Kansas is still being represented up here in Alaska, so that's still a good thing.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here, Dylan.
Yeah, you better be. 2-2 on the count. Too far outside and gonna go to a full count. And it's been a really good AB. 6 total pitches so far for Erickson against Bisbano.
That was just a great take there from Erickson. That breaking ball from Bisbano just misses on the outside. Erickson got a great read out of the hand.
Next offering is fouled straight back, so seeing an 8th pitch of the AB. It's gone strike swinging, couple of foul balls, 3 straight balls after that, and then another foul. Three and two. Hit away into deep center field. Not going to carry far enough back to give him a base hit. And Erickson is going to end the bottom of the first. Going to the top of the second, Kingsmen win inning number 1.
To get out of this.
The 2-1. Down the line into left field. Jeffrey's going to go. Jarvis's Stadium. Here comes the run. Game over. Miners win it. Send the fans home with fireworks. Walk-off hero, BYU, Ridge Erickson.
And that's some big lead.
Back on the mound in Marthel Johnny. The ball is poked towards foul territory and ends up near the Miners' bullpen towards right field. Panto Stefano, first batter in the 6th spot. Then it's Jackson, Bernie, and Yarborough after that. Kingsmen played a 4-game set against the Gold Panners and Fairbanks, Alaska, team that used to be in the Alaskan Baseball League, as that ball ends up out of play even farther than the last. Played a 2-game stretch against the River Chinooks before they played against the Miners here today. That ball is into right field and again slicing towards that bullpen. The ball is crushed towards deep left field and it's going back. Wilson is at the track and it's gone. That ball left the yard, went over in left center field. Wilson hit the wall extremely hard. We're seeing if he's doing okay. Seems like he is, but that's going to be a solo shot, and the Kingsmen go up 2-0.
Just a great at-bat from the Kingsman hitter, Santos Stefano. He got that hanging breaking ball, and he just turned on it a mile. Right around where Carter Geffrey's homer was against the Glacier Pilots in exhibition play. And Wilson took it all the way back, and looks like he's okay staying in there.
So there's no pitch there. Umpire wasn't necessarily set. That's the only second homer that we've seen here at Herman Brothers Field so far this year. The other one was hit by Carter Geffrey in pretty much the same spot as that one. Send Wilson way back towards the track, but man, oh man, now the Kingsmen here came to play. It's a 2-0 game in front of the Miners. Now you got the big boy in Jackson coming up now. Jackson hails from Northwestern St. Paul. That lands there for a strike. From Malden, South Carolina, where the home for this Ministry Kingsmen team is. That ball is going to be floated into left field. It's going to land in front of Wilson. So back-to-back hits. This one just a single, but the Kingsmen in business.
And this is just the same issues that plagued the Miners in yesterday's game. We're not on the count of errors. It's just pitch selection isn't in the best spot, and Miners pitching can't find the right spots in the zone, leaving too many balls up, and the Kingsmen are going to punish. They're a very good team, a very good traveling team, I should say. And something I want to keep note of is Luke Wilson. It looked like when he was coming in, he was limping a little bit. So I want to keep an eye on him out in left field. Looks like it's his right leg, potentially. Can't say for sure.
I mean, a lot of other players as well getting an off day today, and your main starters, Carter Eberhard, one of those guys. Geffrey also getting a day off. Here's the bunt. Going to second instead, and that's going to be an error on Johnny. Oh, boy.
Johnny got a little indecisive on where he wanted to throw that ball. Thought he could get the runner at first. Realized maybe you can get Jackson over at second, and he just threw it a little wide. Luckily, that ball could have went a lot farther into the outfield if it didn't hit Jackson square in the chest.
And now another bunt's going to be laid down. Grout's going to try to get this one and is going to be off of the bag. Bowman Marks had to jump up to get that throw a little bit by Carson Grout, and that's going to be another play where it's bases loaded.
And I'm going to credit that to the transitional error. Bowman Marks is a smaller player. Carter Eberhard is a big guy. Grout is used to making those barehanded throws across the bag to a first baseman with a good amount of height. That is within Eberhard's reach normally when he's on the bag. Marks has to take over and cover. A potential reason for why that throw was a little off the line.
And now the gun just down the line and getting another couple or another run in. There's going to be big number 50 and Jackson coming home.
This will bring up the third baseman, Gino Lazzari. As pitching coach Jordan Duell wants to have a conversation with Johnny.
Now another hit into left center field, and that ball will land. Stevenson hustles with it to get it in, and another one comes across as they're just going base to base here now, station to station, and another run comes home. It's 4-0 Kingsmen.
As you said, Kingsmen just going station to station, base hit after base hit. Looks like a carousel out there in the infield in those yellow jerseys.
A couple of errors in this inning. Already 3 total errors for the Miners in this game. Ball is poked towards Funkhauser. He gloves it over to second. There's one over to first. That ball gets away from Bilter on a bad throw, and it's going to end up scoring another run.
Bilter, not a traditional first baseman. Head coach Tyler Brunn gave Eberhard the off day, so Bilter's filling in there over at first. That ball just skipped up on him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really tough play to make as a first baseman.
Eberhard most likely won't even make that play.
I mean, that's a difficult play.
Major League Baseball players, that ball was skipped and spiked pretty hard. Tough play to make, especially for a guy who does not play first every day. Pitch from Marthel Johnny almost ran inside and hit Bonacore. Pitch from Marthel Johnny in there, called strike 2. Runners on second and third now for the Kingsmen. Leave 1 out in the inning. The 1-2. Slow chopper, foul. We'll do it again. The Miners have been on the struggle bus so far, just through 1 1/3 innings. Couple of errors, base hits given up. Runs came across to score. Similar issues to yesterday's game against the Bucks. Bucks played at 5 runs in the first inning. That pitch was outside to Bonacore. It's a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground to Grout at third. He fields, fires to first, gets the out. Runner stays there at third.
Number 27, Davis.
He moved from second to third.
He moved to second, third, okay. As this brings up David Anders from Marsh Hill College. He's playing first tonight. Runner at third with 2 out in the inning. First pitch from Marthel Johnny's in there, called strike 1. Breaking ball's hit in the air down the first base line and foul out of play. 0-2. It's hit on the ground to third. Grout struggles a little bit with the throw. It skips in there.
Nice
Bilter
play.
makes the play for the final out of the inning. Couple more runs come across to score to make it a 6-0 ball game through the top of the second inning. We will be right back for the bottom of the second inning here on the Matsu Miner YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere.
Connor Mundy, Sam Houston State.
Kay Narn, Bowling Green State University.
It's close to home, and I thought it was a good fit for me.
Close to home as well. Great coaches, great team. Love it there.
Coach had a connection, and I had some teammates last year that came up here. They developed really well. I thought it'd be a good chance for me to develop as well.
A teammate of mine my freshman year went here, and he showed me some pictures, and thought it was really cool, and I wanted to experience it.
Put on weight, first of all. Meet new friends, and go win some ball games.
I'd say meet new people, develop as a baseball player, and just see some different wildlife I'm not used to.
Either you want to see a bear?
Do I want to see a bear? I would love to see a bear.
Same here. I'd love to see a bear.
Especially a
awesome.
moose.
Saw a baby moose yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
I would say Major League.
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
And Fast and Furious 5.
I'll go with Sandlot and the Benchwarmers.
I caught it. You're out.
But I ticked it. It hit the bat.
You're still out.
You're still back.
Don't touch the white line.
I'll say don't touch the white line either.
Ooh, Larry the Lobster.
I'll go Patrick.
That's Patrick laugh right now.
Ha 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 ha.
So this is not going the way that we kind of expected maybe things to start off in this game. It's 6-0 game right now in favor of the Kingsmen. 5 runs in that last inning, 1 run in the top of the first. So that'll wake you up pretty quickly here if you're a Miners fan. James McGee stepping in. Went 1-2-3 in that first inning, needing some type of spark, down 6-0 in this game.
The Miners were able to respond well in those first 2 innings against the Bucks yesterday. Down 5-0 in the top of the first, scored 2 in the bottom of the first inning, scored 3 in the second to tie it up. And then after that, it was all Bucks. So they showed fight early on yesterday. We'll see if they can do it here today.
You got McGee, Stevenson, Marks, Funkhauser, Bilter, Wilson, the rest of the order, 4 through 9. Medlock, Ground, and Erickson win 1-2-3. McGee off to the right side and foul. Ball's downstairs, gets away, and going to be an out down the line, so nothing besides a strike swinging. And it will be an out for McGee. Stevenson coming up.
I think McGee thought that was a foul tip potentially. Didn't realize it was a drop third strike. If he realized that out of the box, he might be standing on first base right now.
Ball just off the plate, 1-0 to start off to Stevenson. Miners went 6-0 in their first 6 games. Lost to the Bucks last night in a 13-5 game. 1-1 to Stevenson. Both Stevenson and Funkhauser collected their first base hits of the season last night as well.
This came in the bottom of that crucial second inning for the Miners where they tied it up. Funkhauser's base hit led to an RBI. But after that, the 2 went hitless.
One and two. And that's a strike 3 looking. So you got back-to-back Ks. Well, Landon, you get down in back-to-back games by 5 or more runs back-to-back nights. We're down 5-0 against the Bucks and came back in that game actually and made it a 5-5 game and made it a fresh game into the 3rd inning. What can the Miners kind of do here to focus themselves back in, down in a 6-0 game, couple of outs in the bottom of the 2nd?
Take a deep breath, reset yourself. Don't think about how big the deficit is. Think about just chipping away at it slowly, taking everything one at bat at a time. One guy gets on base. All right, now we have a runner on base. Now let's try and move him over. You still have 5 more innings to go. This is a reminder, this is only a 7-inning exhibition game. You still have plenty of time to chip into this run. If you're the pitching staff, just start finding your spots, pounding the zone early to not get behind in counts.
And that ball just got away from the catcher, so this one will be a drop 3rd strike to end up over at first base. Strikeout swing, and that will be a dropped or a passed ball as well. So We have an error going over against the catcher. Technically not an error, but, I mean, in the catcher's point of view, it is. 4 errors already for the Miners in this game. That makes 11 total errors that they have made in the last 11 innings of baseball. Funkhauser out into right center field, and that's going to do it for the bottom of the second. We'll go to the top of the third with the Kingsmen up a half dozen.
I'm Garrett Bauman. I'm in the transfer portal.
Cole Marthel, Johnny, Sam Houston.
I just heard, had a couple buddies play for Matsu last year, so I heard great things, great competition, so just looking forward to compete.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded pretty cool. Seemed like a fun place to be, and I need somewhere to play to get seen by some schools, so.
Probably juggling. I can juggle, so say that's
Ride a
pretty
unicycle.
You say ride a unicycle?
Yeah.
That's fire.
Probably go with 7 and the Prestige.
Perfect game in Lion King.
Spots are hot, spots are hot.
If I pitch bad, I shave.
I'm Jack Insel.
Michael Keneally.
Where'd you guys go to school?
I go to Barry University in Florida.
Go to Gonzaga University.
It's warm and it's in Miami.
I'm from Spokane, where Gonzaga is, so always wanted to go there.
It's a good opportunity to play against some good competition, and it's in Alaska. It's pretty far from home, so I guess it's cool to be out in the mountains.
It's a good league, good team. Come up, get some more innings, and have some fun while doing it.
I can juggle.
I'm pretty good at the kendama thing.
Ooh, I can surf.
Say playing basketball.
One time, one of our position players was on bucket in center field, and he got almost hit by a baseball, and so the coach made him run with the L screen around the whole field. So that was pretty cool.
I'll say my team at Gonzaga put up 14 runs with 2 outs this spring.
Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick for sure.
All right, best Patrick laugh right now.
Oh, I don't got it.
I can't even remember.
Welcome back in. Miners broadcast. Dylan VanderVeen, Landon Stilz right next to me. That ball is popped up and well out of play behind us. Insel deals for the second time. A couple of back-to-back strikes. Hopefully something can get these Miners back in rhythm. I mentioned 6-0 in those first 6 games. We're playing such a high level. That one lands too high, possibly due to the batter ducking. That was pretty interesting.
And really, I think if there's anyone that can get this pitching staff and this team riding the ship in this game, it's Jack Insel. He is a really good split-finger fastball. As you see it there, that was just gorgeous on the breaking ball. Really good split finger, has a lot of movement to it. He's been successful in finding the zone early on this season. So if he continues to pitch how he did in that first AB, for the next few batters, you could maybe see the Miners start to chip away at this lead and make this an interesting game.
Only 7 innings being played today, 7 innings being played tomorrow. 2 7-inning games between these two squads. It's probably mostly due to the side of the Kingsmen playing how many games they have. They'll play 8 games in 9 total days, I believe. So got a lot of baseball that they have to play. Ball lands in there for a strike. Couple of straight strikes again, and Insel's starting to deal. So if you got any type of stream problems, Say that every couple games. That ball is hammered towards left field, and goodbye. Second homer of the day for the Kingsmen. It's a 7-0 game off the bat of big Connor Jackson. Boy, oh boy, Landon.
That was just a monster shot from the big man, number 50. Got a hold of that one and honestly sent that ball into orbit.
Now batting number 25, Christian Burney.
Okay, well, 7-0 game now. A couple of homers hit off of this Miners squad. Only one of them has been hit out here in the ballpark before today. Now 2 have been crushed into left field. A couple of straight homers, and now Insel's going to have to come right back into it. All dribbled foul. One and two count. Comes the offer. Breaking ball spun itself over the zone and ends up out of play after the foul. Do the 1-2 over again. And the check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. I'll throw it around the horn, starting with Grout over at third base, and now there's 2 away.
Both the outs in the inning for Ensel have come off of that K-ball. Obviously, there was a big mistake with that home run to Cannon Jackson, but other than that, it hasn't been the worst outing for Jake Ensel. He's found some good locations with that split finger.
Ball's fouled straight back. 0-1 so far.
Apologize, I had to clear my throat there, ladies and gentlemen.
Ensel set to deal from the bump again, as that is a towering pop fly out, and out of play it goes. One and two on the count. Ensel looking to end this inning with 3 Ks. And can't do it on this pitch. It's fouled off again. We'll see pitch number 5. This one's still not put in play, and the coach makes an air down the left field line. Tried to barehand it with that left hand, but it bounced right off of his hand. And that's why you're coaching down the third base line now. No offense. No offense.
That's why you're the broadcast booth.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're going to say the exact same thing about me. So, hammered over to short, handled by Funkhauser. The throw, good stretch by Bilter over at first, and that will end things here in the top of the third. One more scored on a good shot by Jackson into left field. It's a 7-0 game going to the Miners.
back into the Miners broadcast. I'm Landon Stilz. Evan Bilter steps up to the plate for the first time today. Hits that one down the right field line. Ranging over is the right fielder in foul territory, and he can't make the grab. It'll go down as a foul ball. Bilter gets another hack at it. Bonacore couldn't quite make the grab. Lost it in the sun. Fell out of his glove. It'll be 0-1 on Bilter. Kingsmen lead this one 7-0. Couple of home runs for the visiting squad as well. Miners still searching for their first hit. The 0-1 pitch to Bilter. Outside, he moves the count up at 1-1. The 1-1. Hit down the line, foul. 1-2's the count. Dalton Bisbano's on the mound out of the College of Charleston. Gets his pitch from the catcher Bernie and deals. Fastball's high, 2-2 now on Bilter. The 2-2 home. Down the right field line and foul once more. We'll do the 2-2 again. Bisbano gets his pitch and deals. Fouled off once more. Lefty on righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, runs the count full on the Miners' first baseman. Seven-0 ball game in the bottom of the third inning. Here's the pitch. Bilter with a pesky at-bat as he fouls that one off. The Kingsmen have scored in each inning. 1 in the top of the first, 5 in the second, 2 in the fourth, or 1 in the third, excuse me, is that's on the ground to the shortstop. He fields, fires over to first, skips in there 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And Bilter's in there safely.
So Bilter ends up over at first after what will be an E6. Down officially in the books after threw it about half the distance it was supposed to go. But Bilter over there at first. You got Wilson trying to find a spark for the Miners. And does exactly that with a hardline drive, nearly gets doubled off, and that's just the way the game is going for the Miners.
It was great contact from Wilson, just right at the second baseman Haverluck. There's really nothing you can do there. If you're Wilson, you put Goodwood on the ball and just, unfortunately, right at the second baseman.
Bilter did a real good job of getting back there at the cost of his clean white pants, just now completely covered in dirt. Medlock high and inside, taking the ball 1. It's really good AB by Bilter. That last one by Wilson lined out, scorched shot over to second. Medlock trying to pick up Bilter. Here's a swing and a miss coming up empty. No, just got a little piece of it, but ends up in the catcher's glove. So 1-1 on the count. Bilter, a sizable lead. And pegged by a pitch is Medlock, and that one is going to hurt.
Yeah, Medlock's become a little bit of a punching bag as of late. Got hit twice in the game against the Glacier Pilots. Didn't get hit yesterday, but hit once more today. 3 in 3 days. Both times up in that
Now batting your third
upper
baseman,
forearm
number
area.
16, Carson Grout.
And Carson Grout, who is 0 for 1 so far in this game. First and second now on with just 1 out. And Medlock still stretching out that arm there. That one's way more painful than taking one in the thigh. I'll tell you that much. And that's going to be, I don't even know what really happened there. I think it hit the umpire.
I thought it hit the butt of Grout's bat by the noise, but it looks like it did hit the umpire. So it allows the runners to advance into scoring position. Miners still don't have their first hit yet. This could be a huge spot for Grout to come through.
Okay, so a wild pitch will advance both of the runners. It hit the umpires, what the official call will be there. And there's a mound visit here coming up.
At the end of this inning, get your red tickets ready. We'll be announcing a couple of the first winners. I'd like to thank the official sponsor of the Matsu Miners Internet broadcast, Napa Auto Parts of Alaska, to Jim Ruda, owner. Also, Miners Jersey Giveaway. Go to your locally owned and operated Napa store to enter and win.
So that was second and third. Grout's going to step back in. And that ball gets away for a second. No harm, no foul, though. Staying put over at third is Bilter. Yeah, caught that umpire in his right hand. Still trying to shake it off just a little bit. Ball is poked over to short. Gonna score Bilter across, but it is gonna be an RBI ground out for Grout. So gets at least the ribby. And now Bilter comes across. It's the first run scored for the Miners.
And it's a productive at-bat from Grout. Not the exact result he wanted. Wanted to hopefully move Medlock over from second to third, potentially even home. But at this point, like I said, you just have to start chipping away at this lead. And 1 run is a good place to start because you can build from there. And things can only hopefully go up from there.
All lands in there for a strike. Spinning one to Erickson. For 1 so far on the day. Ended the inning back in the bottom of the first after 1, 2, 3. Spano due too low. It's going to be 1-1 now. Taken off, and the delivery over to third, going to be into left field, and that's going to easily score the second runner of the game for the Miners.
Like I said, things can only hopefully go up from there. Great break for the Miners, allows that run of Medlock to score. It's back to a 5-run ball game here in the third inning. Erickson can still keep things going with a base hit here and 2 outs.
That runner now cleared off. And Erickson is going to strike out. So that will do it for the signs of things, but it is a productive inning for the Miners. They get 2 back. 7-2 game.
Want to give another shout out?
Go ahead. I'm Luke Wilson. I went to Johnson University.
I'm Carson Grout. I went to the University of Iowa.
It was recommended to me by my coach, and I had not heard any bad things about Alaska. I thought it was a good opportunity.
Yeah, same with me. My coach said that they reached out, and I figured it'd be an awesome opportunity. Always wanted to go to Alaska, so it'll be fun.
I know the script to Monsters, Inc., and there's just really never been a time to whip that out.
I can drive a manual, but there's like no manual vehicles anymore, so it feels pretty useless.
To memory, I've never caught a fish, so I like to catch fish.
I can hop in.
Yeah, I think you should hop in.
Definitely want to go on a hike. Definitely want to fish, and then probably see a bear. I hope I see a bear.
Oh, yeah, I want to see a bear, and then a moose. I want to see a bear and a moose.
I always put my left sock on first.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
I'll go left and then right.
You guys both put your left sock on first?
Yeah, it feels right.
It feels so weird to put my right sock on
If
first.
I put the right one on, I'll have a bad day.
I actually can't do it.
Yeah.
Top 2 movies are Interstellar and The Prestige.
Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick.
Wow.
Okay, we'll go one more.
Hobby?
I love to golf and just be outdoors.
I like to play NBA 2K16.
Why specifically NBA 2K16?
Because I had an Xbox One and I played NBA 2K16, and the other games were like $100, so I've stuck with that one since 2015.
Fair enough.
Harvard look now. Luck is going to poke one into left center field. Underneath it's going to be Stevenson. Quick first out, and Insol's done a good job.
That's what you need if you're the Miners. You get those first 2 runs back at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now you need your defense to keep things the way it is so you can get your offense to slowly add a few more runs. Get another 2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning, make it a 3-run game, and then you're really back in this.
7-2 game. Insol from the full. Delivers a strike. It's really always, honestly, about finding enough pitching as well. You know, when you've had a couple of guys who haven't started super well in this game, ground ball over to Marks, he'll make that play.
On the mound, number 24, Jack Ensel, and batting number 20, Alan Benhart.
Alan Benhart stepping in from the left-handers batter's box, righty on lefty. Ensel first offering, and it's too low for ball 1.
After giving that home run in the last inning, Ensel's done a really good job this half to bounce back and dominate hitters.
Back-to-back plays to Bowman. Marks over at second. Ends what is a very, very quick top half. Going to the bottom half of the 4th. 7-2 game. Welcome back on the Mat2 Miners broadcast. 7-2 games so far. In the bottom of the fourth, quick ground ball over to short. Must for a second, firing over, and it's not in time. Yarborough's going to make an error over at shortstop, and that just like that, an early runner on for James McGee. Now Lincoln Stevenson set to come in, another player just in his second game for the Miners.
Miners still searching for that first hit, reached on a couple of errors and a hit by pitch. That was Elliot Medlock who got hit. Stevenson could deliver here.
All over and away outside and well out of play onto the Alaska State Fairgrounds side of things. I get a quick stoppage as Jordan Dooler, pitching coach, was throwing a ball back into the bullpen that gets snuck away from the Miners bullpen. The next offering is going to be somehow stopped out of picking the dirt. That was a phenomenal play to stop that.
I have no idea how Bernie got to that baseball. I was sure thinking that ball was getting to the backstop or at least by the Kingsman catcher, but he did a great job to jump up and spear that one.
McGee saw lead off of first. Left-hander deals, and it's fouled off. One and two on the count. Fifth offering to Stevenson from Bisbano. Well, on the ground, spinning around and delivering a ball into left center field. That'll be another error, and it'll end up at first and second.
The Miners started this game with a few errors, and now the Kingsmen have continued this game with a few more. Just not the prettiest of baseball play from these two squads today.
Number 2, Bowman Marks.
Now back-to-back errors that have gotten James McGee and Stevenson on, and it's Bisbano who's coming out of the second mound visit. And I believe they're keeping him in. But, yeah, I mean, Bisbano, we already mentioned, I mean, it's really only been errors that have gotten runners on, now 4 on each side of the squads. Still haven't gotten a hit yet if you're Miners. And really, you know, you're going to take a guy out that's pitching a no-hitter, and it's really only the base runners that are costing him right now that have been on due to error.
Bisbano's done a good job of just getting ground balls to his defense. He's had some soft contact, but his defense isn't backing him up, and it's unfortunate if you're Bisbano, but that's just sometimes how the game goes.
Stevenson leading off at first, James McGee over at second. 7-2 game. On landing for a strike. Did a really good job being in the strike zone as Bisbano. Well, sky high, and it's going to be the infield fly rule no matter what happens underneath it for the catch regardless. First and second now. Still for the Miners.
Stepping up to the plate. Shortstop, number 1.
First out of the inning.
Bunkhouse.
Still got plenty of opportunity if you're Matsu. Cole Funkhauser steps in, the infielder from Central Missouri, part of that Mules team that went to the NCAA Division II championship this year. Lost to Tampa in that title game in Game 3 of the best-of-3 series. Ball sky high out of play into the bleachers for Miners fans.
University of Tampa, one of those few Division II schools that find themselves in the top 4 in every sport when it comes championship season. Very good sports program down in Tampa, Florida for the Trojans.
One run, still the runners over at first and second. You got McGee and Stevenson. Funkhauser waiting for the delivery. Here it comes from the southpaw, too low. Funkhauser in a good hitter's counts. Found out that first pitch, taking a couple of balls, and now the next offering. Poked into left field, and Jarvis is going to send the runner. Here he comes, and out at the plate. Yes, in time. Here the run over to third, safe there. But getting thrown out was McGee on a fantastic throw from left field. Bernhardt makes sure that he doesn't score the third run for the Miners. Thought he might have gotten in there, but he was thrown out at the plate, and McGee goes down.
McGee couldn't believe it. He thought he was for sure safe. Home plate umpire disagreeing. It just, Bernhardt absolutely burned him on that throw. Absolute beautiful throw from the left fielder to get McGee. Brings up the first baseman, Evan Bilter. Not only an outfielder, but a big utility piece here for the Miners. Pitch is low. Runners at the corners for the Miners. Off of third is Stevenson, and off of first is Funkhauser, the two Central Missouri guys. Still a 7-2 ball game after a beautiful play in left field by Bernhardt. Pitch to Bilter's upstairs and in. 3-0. That hit from Funkhauser was the first of the day for the Miners. Had reached on a few errors and a hit by pitch prior to that. The 3-0. In there, called strike one. Hit in the air to center field. Ranging back is Stefano, and he makes the play for the final out of the inning. Miners fail to plate a runner in strand two on the corners. We'll be right back for the top of the fifth inning here. Don't go anywhere.
Greg Pirantoni, Pomona pitcher.
Colin Miskelly, Long Beach State.
I wanted to enjoy the SoCal weather. That was a big part of it.
I mean, again, SoCal weather, and I'm close to home. I live 15 minutes away. One of my coaches at Long Beach, Tyler Bassetti, he coached here, played here, so he kind of hooked me up with it.
I'd heard good things about it and also wanted a different summer ball experience in Alaska. I got Moneyball and Saving Private Ryan, no particular order.
American Pie and the first Top Gun. A bear ran through my campsite at Yellowstone when I was camping.
I got lost at Disneyland when I was little. Probably SpongeBob.
Larry the Lobster.
SpongeBob laugh.
It's been a minute since I've watched it, so couldn't really do it for you.
Come on. Miners broadcast, Dylan VanderVeen, Landon Stilz here right next to me on my right. Not calling you wonderful while we're losing 7-2, so nothing's wonderful right now. As I got hopping right back on this Miners broadcast, Bono Korn, then Anders Santos Stefano after that for the Kingsmen. Pulling back the bunt, goes for a ball one. New pitcher on the bump as well, and Connor Miskelly. That was from Long Beach State southpaw. Works quickly, 2-0 now. Well, the Miners play one more against the Kingsmen tomorrow before going on the road against the Pilots, coming back home against the Bucks, then going on the road against the Pilots yet again. Kingsman game tomorrow is the last non-conference or non-league game for the Miners on the season. Well, Landon in there for a strike. Trying to climb up the ladder is Miskelly. Instead, a base hit is poked into center field, and the Kingsmen just keep on hitting.
Kingsmen doing a really good job at attacking those breaking pitches from Miners pitchers today and just put them in play, getting balls up and over the heads of the infielders, even a few up and over the wall in the outfield. 2 homers on the day from Santos Stefano and Cannon Jackson.
Yeah, remember, we only are playing 7 innings in this game, and the game tomorrow as well. So running out of time if you're a Miners fan, just 9 outs left on the offensive side of the ball, down 5 runs. Faking the bunt again. That ball lands in the dirt. 27-27. Southpaw to the right-handed batter. And trying to lay down the bunt again. Nope, not going to go for it to the foul.
How far in, you played third, how far in would you come on those bunt attempts?
Oh, I mean, on a situation like this in a 7-2 game, they're more doing this for situational development than they are for actual competition reason-wise. Normally, you're bunting in a really close 1-2 score ball game. But, I mean, right where Grout's playing right now, as you see him kind of sneaking in. I mean, that's a pretty good location right there, but that ball sneaks away, and it's going to be a wild pitch from Miskelly, and staying over there at second base after taking a long turn is Bonacor. But, you know, you like to play up. I mean, if they bunt it down the third baseline, that's your ball. So you got to get to it very quickly before the guy gets that 90 feet down the line. But you know it's dangerous. You can really pull that bunt back at any time, and they can slap it right at you. And it's a dangerous play. I had one that actually came right at my face. I made the play, luckily, because otherwise it would have hit me directly in the face. So, but
yeah, definitely.
You know, it's probably more than one. I probably be more ugly than I am right now. So,
I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. Another runner in scoring position would be the 8th run for the Kingsmen of the day. Ball landing in there for a strike. Three-two full count for the 27 v. 27. Bonacor waits off of second. Marks is checking him, bouncing in and out of second base. Skelly delivers home, and strike 3 is called right at the knees.
Just a great AB from Skelly. Climbed the ladder.
Now batting center fielder number 23, Vince.
Got Anders looking. Beautiful bounce back AB from the southpaw.
Balled over to third, and not going to be any type of throw. Southpaw set right back at it again. Runner leaning off of third. Too low.
Miss Kelly started his AB against Anders this same way. Now, in a similar situation against Santo Stefano, we'll see if he's able to climb that ladder. Sounds like they gave a warning to the dugout. I'm just trying to overhear
that's what it sounds like to me. It looks like they're giving a warning to the dugout. I mean, let's be honest here. If you're going to be chirping at an umpire up in a 7-2 game in an exhibition game, that's just poor that's just poor coaching. Especially after all the close bang-bang calls so far today have gone towards the Kingsmen side. Not saying those calls are wrong whatsoever, but I'm just saying, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to complain about.
It's been a very good game for the umpires. You're up 7-2. There's really no reason. Yes, sometimes it is you're cheering on your teammates, but baseball players are known to sometimes take it a little too far, and I think that was just one of those situations. The umpire recognizing that, saying, you're up 7-2, you can tone it down a little bit, so I'm going to give you a warning here.
Oh, squeezed right through Grout and Funkhauser, and it's going to score the 8th run of the game for the Kingsmen.
And the infield had to come in with that runner at third and only one out, so it was a good job by Santo Stefano to just find that gap down the left side of the infield to score Bonacor.
8 hits now to 1. Kingsmen leading that. Total only hit from Cole Funkhauser on the side of the Miners in the last inning. Jackson, who poked one over the left field wall already today. Here's the throw by Erickson. Slams into center field, but no harm, no foul. Not going to go for an error with anybody with no one advancing. Just a stolen bag.
Stevenson recognized how high that was out of the glove of Erickson, knew that Marks or Funkhauser, a bit on the smaller side, wouldn't be able to jump up and make that grab, so he charged in very fast, and it luckily prevented the runner in Santo Stefano to advance to third.
Swing and a miss. Santo Stefano waiting on second. A ball lands low. 2-1 now on the count. Ball, strike, ball. One big hack by Jackson came up empty in this AB, looking to poke possibly a second one over the left field wall.
Kelly's got to be careful here. Can't hang a breaking ball to the power hitter in Jackson.
Taking a long time here to deliver this time, and delivers a strike right on the outside corner.
Skelly just staring down Santistefano.
Two and two. Good offering. Swing and a miss. Gets them down on strikes, and there's 2 outs now.
Now batting the catcher, number 25, Christian Burney.
Christian Burney now stepping in against the left-hander in Miskelly. That was the first offering off to the right side.
Burney's 0 for 2 today with a run scored. So not as productive at the plate. He's been behind it. Had a great couple of blocks.
Check swing, pitch really ran inside on him, ended up jamming him, fell off to the right side. 0-2 now on the count with 2 outs, looking for his payoff pitches, Miskelly, to end this inning. 1 run has come across for the Kingsmen to make it an 8-2 game, wants to keep it there. Delivery in there, strike 3 called. So we will go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 8-2 game. Wilson taking ball one. Too far upstairs. Been a really, really sloppy game again for the Miners. 8-2 so far on the score. One in the top of the fifth, going to the Miners in the bottom of the fifth, running out of outs. 9 outs left as you're only playing 7 in this game. Only one hit for the Miners so far on the day. Came from Cole Funkhauser that allowed a runner to try to score coming to home, and ended up out at the plate was James McGee. One and two so far on the count to Luke Wilson. Spanos pitched a pretty good game for the Kingsmen. Been on the entire time, going into his 5th inning worth of work.
Now, for the first time, there's some movement out there in that visiting bullpen for the Kingsmen. Trying to get a read on those numbers. One of the pitchers is currently covering his number.
To the foul ball, and that one will hit Wilson. He'll take first. So the runner is on, and there's going to be a pinch runner here coming on, and it's Fisher Sims who's going to check in.
Elliott Medlock.
Pitcher warming up for the Kingsmen is number 3. I don't currently have a roster in front of me.
So Fisher comes on for Luke Wilson, who looked like he was struggling a little bit with his foot, and then just got hit also with his foot. Hurt his leg earlier in this game on a fly ball in the left field. This ball tailing into right field and towards the bullpen, and nearly ran into that bullpen catcher down there for the Miners in Pedro, and we'll resume play after a long foul ball. Medlock fouling one straight back.
If you're still hungry, $3 burgers. Get them while they're hot.
This announced the $3 burgers. How much? You know how much burgers normally are at the
We eat
ballpark?
for free. I don't look at the
Yeah,
prices.
I don't look at the prices either.
I think the Miner burger is $6.25. That's a 2-patty. So I bet the normal one's probably like $4.30 maybe, $4.25.
Oh, Medlock strikes out. Sims still waiting there over at first after he replaced Wilson.
Up to the plate.
Now Carson Grounts.
16. Carson Grout.
Rich Erickson after that, the BYU catcher. In some type of momentum right now with 1 out. Ball spins its way too far inside. Couldn't come back onto the plate. Ball 1. The Iowa kid all around in Carson Grout. Ball too low. I asked both Grout as well as Geffrey if they've ever gone to the Field of Dreams. Carson Grout has not been to the Field of Dreams.
Geffrey has.
But he has,
down
yes, yeah.
there. You mentioned that they should have taken their
Senior
graduate-
pictures
senior
there.
pictures
Yeah, that's
there.
what I would have
thought
done.
That was a good idea.
That's
Neither
what I
of
would have
them
done.
did.
Especially one of them, I believe he said, yeah, it was like, what, a half an hour away or an hour away. And I'm like, you never gone down there? Never wanted to just, like, you see that? You know, love the movie, but loves the movie.
That
But
first MLB Field of Dreams game between the Yankees and the White Sox was
it was pretty, yeah, it was
one of the greatest
electrifying.
MLB games I've ever
Electrifying.
watched.
Ball on the ground towards first. Scooped up after not being fielded super clean, but steps on the bag for out 2.
Where'd you get your senior pictures taken?
Now batting.
Golden, Colorado. Golden, Colorado, yes. It's where Colorado School of Mines is, where Evan Bilter and Fisher Sims play. Taking a strike to Erickson. Obviously, I took my senior pictures on campus, obviously, for my college. But, yeah, Golden, Colorado seems to be where everybody goes in Colorado to take their senior pictures.
I mean, it's just such a beautiful area. Why wouldn't you?
And now I'm a journalist, so I take people's senior pictures.
Oh.
So, you know.
What's your hourly rate? I'm curious.
Not as expensive as it should be. That ball was hit in the right field and well out of play. But, yeah, you know, it depends. Sometimes, you know, when you got good friends and everything like that, I don't charge her very much. You know, it's like $150 for all their senior pictures. But, yeah, you know, like a regular person, it's about $250, $300 to do all the pictures. I do it for right around $300, and, I mean, there's people that do it for a good amount more than that.
A lot of people do around $400, $450.
Yeah, no, for sure. I do it for $300 because I don't like ripping people off, so.
Get what they're paid for with you, I guess.
It's just, you know, like the one that really gets to me is the wedding photographers. You know what I mean? Like there's some of those companies that charge thousands of dollars for wedding photos, and I'm like, look, man, you got 2 cameras that are at the wedding and everything like that. I'm paying $3,000 for you guys to both be there. That's ridiculous.
Dylan's gonna take his own wedding photos.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Erickson home to right center field, and that ball is caught. And we'll end the bottom of the 5th. Going to the top of the 6th, we go. It's an 8-2 game. Miners behind. 8-2 game. Miners down still a half a dozen runs in this game, going to the top of the 6th. Yarborough at the bottom of the order will.
$270. The winner was Carol Henley. She just donated it right back to the ball club. Shout out to Carol.
That was a cool little thing. Just got announced by the PA system. We had the half and half raffle on $270, and the lady that won it just donated it right back to the Miners. So that's a cool little thing there. From a throw from Grout, picked out of the dirt from Eberhard, making the play, and Grout's in Carter over there at first base.
Coming up to the plate, second baseman number 4.
Eberhard is coming for
Haberlock.
Bilter at first. Bilter was moved out into left field after Luke Wilson was pinch ran for in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Yeah, Luke Wilson didn't necessarily look super healthy all game long. He ran into the fence really early on in the left field wall after a home run was hit out in. Just didn't seem like he looked 100% after that. Yeah,
that was something that I had mentioned that I wanted to keep an eye on. He looked fine, but then he got hit in that same leg by that pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning. I think at that point you want to take him out. It's definitely starting to bother him. That hit by pitch probably re-aggravated it.
And I'm sure you also want to get Fisher Sims in a game, an exhibition game. You want to make sure that he gets some time as well. You got the 2 local kids, and him and Bowman Marks both got looked at by the News as well today. The local News was here filming some stuff out at the field and got an interview from both the catcher and Pedro. I believe his last name is Pedro Camacho. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you say it. I apologize if his parents are listening. I'm not saying it correctly, but he's the bullpen catcher for this team. And then got the other 2 guys, Bowman Marks and Fisher Sims. Bowman got the start over at second today. It's a ground ball towards Funkhauser. Nice play by Funkhauser on a quick release. And he's got to make sure he's okay as well, as it looks like he might have rolled his foot or something on that. And he's a little bit slow to walk on it, but it looks like he's doing okay.
Looks like he's doing okay. That was just the release point. Almost sort of just, he's got long arms, so that almost whip kind of throw over to first. We talked about it yesterday. The shortstop's got to have the strongest arm in that infield, and Funkhauser's showing it off there.
Ball high and outside to Lazari. Cade Arn, who has been terrific for this team so far whenever he pitches. It's looking like that again today. Got the first 2 outs with pretty much ease. Now Lazari trying to go in order of 1, 2, and 3 and gets a couple of strikes. Now a 1-2 count.
Lazari's 1 for 3 today, scored a run, has an RBI as well. He's just done a really good job at attacking these Miners pitchers early in counts, but Arn has done an even better job so far in this inning and in this at-bat.
Strike 3 called. Arn gets it done quickly in the top of the 6th. We're going to the bottom half. Miners need some runs. Welcome back. James McGee leading things out for the Miners in what is an 8-2 game as of right now. It's been a pretty rough whole entire game for the Miners. But McGee connects with one into left field, sending the left fielder a little bit back, and Bernhardt, and he's going to make the catch, but now without a little bit of trouble.
And McGee did a great job to square that one up, but it was right at Bernhardt. He had to take a few steps back, but he did a good job to make that catch.
Now Stevenson. Landed too high. One total hit, 4 errors for the Miners today on their 2 runs. 8 hits and 4 errors for the Kingsmen. They've got 8 total runs, couple of homers jacked over the left field wall. You know, Pete was telling us, our GM, that he's never seen a ball hit into center field over the center field wall, about 390 from here. So confident enough to park our cars out by the flagpole in center field. That's how confident he is. Never seen a ball that's really flown over that wall, maybe in batting practice, he said, but no one in a game. And I can see why the ball just doesn't really fly out into center field. Flies goodly into right and in left field at certain points, but right now in center field, just doesn't ever carry and seems to never carry out there.
Yeah, the ball doesn't travel that well going dead center. A lot of the times the wind is either blowing from left to right or right to left, sometimes even blowing in. There's definitely some guys with power. I mean, especially with the history of this league, as some of the players who have played in this league, Aaron Judge played with the Glacier Pilots quite a few years ago. I could see him potentially hitting one over the center field wall. But there's definitely some guys that could do it, even in the league today. But our GM's positive enough that he tells us to park the 08 Ford Fusion out there in center field.
Sims and Don via walk. Got Bowman marks now. One out so far in the inning. Mark set for his first offering from Spano, and that ball nearly hits him what would have been the head if he didn't duck and back away.
I think Marks was able to get out of the way there.
You already saw one player really get hit in the face this year as that ball is right center field, still tailing all the way back, making the catch, and retreating now back to first base is Stevenson. Another nice catch on some really good contact.
This outfield for the Kingsmen has some good speed. The right fielder, Bonacore, did a great job to get there, catching it right as the shade starts to come in over that right field wall. Didn't lose it. Great job.
Now 2 outs, and we're wondering if this could be it for the starting pitcher who is now gone. 5 2/3 of this game has been excellent all game long from the southpaw, and Bisbano will take a seat after a good outing for the Kingsmen. New pitcher coming up right after the break.
I'm Jack Insel.
Michael Keneally.
Where'd you guys go to school?
I go to Barry University in Florida.
Go to Gonzaga University.
It's warm, and it's in Miami.
I'm from Spokane, where Gonzaga is, so always wanted to go there.
It's a good opportunity to play against some good competition, and it's in Alaska. It's pretty far from home, so I guess it's cool to be out in the mountains.
It's a good league, good team. Come up, get some more innings, and have some fun while doing it.
I can juggle.
I'm pretty good at the kendama thing.
Ooh, I can surf.
Say playing basketball.
One time, one of our position players was on bucket in center field, and he got almost hit by a baseball. And so the coach made him run with the L screen around the whole field. So that was pretty cool.
I'll say my team at Gonzaga put up 14 runs with 2 outs this spring.
Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick for sure.
All right, best Patrick laugh right now.
Oh, I don't got it.
I can't even remember. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So different first name on the mound, not a different last name, though. It's the other Bisbano who comes in, number 14, Aiden Bisbano. Now from the right-hander, the first offering goes for a ball to Cole Funkhouse, so the guy with the only hit on the day for the Miners. I believe now that's just 3 total hits, and I believe now their last almost 13 innings worth of work from the offensive side for the Miners, just not really getting it done from either side, the defensive side or the offensive side in the last game and a half or so.
Well, the defensive side, as this game has progressed, has gotten better. The Miners have limited their errors, started early, and it looked a very similar story as it was to yesterday, but they've really cleaned up defensively.
Offering from the right-hander, fouled off to the right side now. One and two on the count. Coming back in there with a strike. Stevenson still leads off of first. It's not Bisbano's runner, it's Bisbano's runner. The first Bisbano.
That would make you chuckle?
Yeah, that would. Yeah, you know, made me chuckle at least. Probably no one else, but at least I make myself laugh. 1 and 2. Too high and not going to be any type of throw. Stevenson's going to steal the bat.
It's a great jump there from Stevenson, showing off some of that speed you need to be successful in the outfield. Stevenson was an all-state wide receiver back in high school. Guy with plenty of speed.
And Funkhauser smacking it again into foul territory. And someone made a catch over there somewhere. Lots of cheering down the right field line and the Miners bleachers. I think the rule should be if you catch it, you keep it. If you drop it, you got to give it back. I think that should be the rule.
I thought you were going to throw the banana ball rule out where if a fan catches a foul, then the batter's out.
Oh, no, I don't like that. Funkhauser into center field. He has got his second hit. Stevenson's coming home and will score, trying to squeeze it into second, and is in there at second base.
Great job by Funkhauser. Really been one of the few positives for this Miners squad today. 2 hits, collecting an RBI, made some great plays over there at short as well. Dylan, I want to circle back quick. Have you not heard of the banana ball rules before?
I have heard of the banana ball rules before, and I've seen them all, but no, I don't. I didn't realize that if a fan caught a foul ball, that it was an out. I didn't realize that it was that, like, fan involved in.
Yeah, it's something that the Savannah Bananas do really well is involve the fan base as much as they can. And
well, obviously, yes, yeah.
I mean, that's the style of baseball that they play. So I do find the rule interesting. I don't think it's one that could ever be implemented into another
obviously,
league.
yeah.
But
you'd have fans fighting, you know what I mean, in the World Series. Do you imagine Game 7 of the World Series, 2 outs, bases loaded, and then you got a Yankees fan on one side and a Dodgers fan on the next, and they're both like looking, oh, no, don't catch that ball. And then, yeah, and then you just have a fight, brawls out in the fans, and, yeah, no, it wouldn't be good for the MLB. Ball sliced into foul territory, and making the play over there is the first baseman in Anders. We are going to the top of the 9th. 3 more outs left for the Miners. They're down by 5. 8-3 game. Miners scored 1 in that bottom of the 6th. I said we're going to the top of the 9th. I'm just thinking the last inning. So top of the 7th, knowing that we're playing 7 innings today, going into the last inning, barring it going into extras, and the Miners scoring 5 total runs and keeping it at 8-8. So Chapel on the bump. Grayson Chapel, that is, hailing from Paris Junior College in Texas, going to Central Missouri next season. Started his career with Miami, Ohio, before going to JUCO ball. Two and one so far on the count. For these final 3 outs against the Kingsmen to try to come back in the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 to a 3-1 count.
I'm not one to normally look at calls and nitpick here, but that ball was in the same spot as the previous called strike 1. So I'm just a little confused on that call there from the umpire, but I'm grasping at straws here.
And now that's going to be a strike. Go down as a looking one, so 3-2 now. Ball lands off the plate and will finally be a walk. 6 total pitches. Now Bonacore will step up and try to extend the lead. Got a runner now leading off of first. Good sizable lead there as well. Swing and a miss on the first offering to Bonacore from Chapel. Grayson's got some good speed. Him and Tyler Brunn were joking around about his speed a little bit before this game, as the bunt attempt's not going to go for anything. Just ends up empty, just completely missed it.
Yeah, Chapel says he tops out his fastball at 95.
Tyler Brunn says 93.
That's not, yeah, Tyler Brunn was saying it's not what the card says. It says 93. So they'll agree to disagree here.
And now breaking ball, beautiful pitch. Working off of his fastball, and that will be his first strikeout.
Chapel threw Bonacore 2 straight heaters, dropped in a slider there. Bonacore was expecting that fastball again, just way out in front of that slider.
Anders, jam shots into the dirt, foul ball for strike 1. Chapel didn't have a lot of innings over at Paris Junior College this season, but he's had some serious speed. It's just about making sure he's got his location down for Chapel. And that ball is fired behind him, and a wild pitch will move Benhart over to second base. Wild pitch for Chapel. Going to a 2-0 count with 1 out. It's 1 K in the inning. This offering from the hard-throwing righty is going to be right into the hip of Anders. Now first and second.
Batting number 23, Vince Santos Stefano.
And now Santos Stefano is going to come in and try to come in with another run for these Kingsmen. Still up 5 runs in this game. Ball is going to get away, and it's up past the gloves of Erickson.
Take a quick look around the league here. The Glacier Violets have the day off. The Bucks and the Chinooks are taking each other on right now. They're in the top of the 8th inning. Bucks lead it 7-4. Bucks currently undefeated in regular season play at 3-0. Looking to be potentially 4-0 when that game finishes out.
And that's another hit by pitch back-to-back for Chappell.
Chappell missing on his spots in the inside part of the plate. That fastball just running a little bit too inside there. As pitching coach Jordan Duell wants to have a conversation with the tall, hard-throwing righty and Grayson Chappell on how they're going to attack Cannon Jackson. Jackson already has a homer today. Hit a ball into orbit over the left field wall, right over the Fred Meyer sign out there in left field.
I always love all the different Kroger brands that are in the world. You know what I mean? There's always something different in every state. Fred Meyer here, it's King Supers in Colorado.
Fred Meyer, you looked at me and you said, that is definitely a Kroger brand store.
Yeah,
you knew
absolutely.
It
I mean, they all look the same. They just all are different names. I don't know why they don't just all go to Kroger brand. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, they all look the same. They just, I don't know why they just don't go to the same name. That ball is clobbered into deep left field. Bilter's heading back towards the wall and making the catch on the warning track. It's just going to be a sacrifice fly to get what is the 9th run of the game for the Kingsmen in.
That was a loud sacrifice fly. Jackson just couldn't get it on the barrel. Caught him a little inside of the bat.
As he takes off his gear.
It just powered it into left field. Great job on the run by Bilter to make the grab.
That'll be an RBI, sacrifice fly. Jackson nearly got his second one out as well. That was not too far away from being out of the ballpark. Chappell gets a measly foul ball on the first offering. Foul ball for the second strike. Oh, and 2. Bernie. Bernie's setting in. The 0-2 Chappell looking to close out this inning. Slow roller over to second. Marks picks it up. Delivers a strike over to Eberhard, and we are going to the bottom of the 7th. A 9-3 game.
9-3. Time for the 7th inning.
Josh Jansen, University of Oshkosh.
Grayson Chappell, Central Missouri.
I went to my college. It was just a good fit for me out of high school. It was close to home, and I really liked the coaches.
Yeah, close to home. Parents can come see me.
I got that opportunity when my coach approached me. My coach actually played here, I think, 20 years ago now. So it was a really cool opportunity, and I didn't look back on it.
Coach called me and said I get to be the ball sack man, so I get to carry the balls for the pitchers.
I know the first 20 digits of pi. 3.1415926535897932384626.
He completely made that up, by the way.
No, I didn't. Nope. You can look it up.
He's right. He's right.
Look it up. Oh, not really, no.
I always have to be chewing gum.
I think mine would have to be Squidward. I think I understand the life. He just wants a quiet life, not to be bothered, and I understand that.
Get out of my house!
I like Gary.
Well, Carter Eberhard's going to lead things out for the Miners in the bottom of the 7th. Should be the last 3 outs of this game. Barring the Miners making a really good rally in the Valley. Ball 1 from the right-hander Bisbano. He saw the left-handed Bisbano really dealing this game for 5 2/3 before what I'm assuming his brother's coming in and taking over the game. They could be just related to be cousins. I got that wrong once when I was doing high school games for Lewisburg High School. Mom got really, really upset with me because I called the 2 cousins brothers. I'm like, okay, I don't understand why you're getting so upset at me, but like obviously
well, hopefully that's not the case here.
Yeah, I mean obviously you have something going on with the other aunt and uncle or something like that where you don't want them to be really, I don't know. That was a weird situation. Eberhard in good hitters count. 3-0 so far. To the left-hander. Lefty on righty. Eberhard, such a dangerous hitter. His first AB today. Had an off day, but came in and subbed into first base that moved Bilter over to left after they pinched ran for Luke Wilson.
Now batting your right fielder, number 12.
Takes a 4-pitch walk and will bring up Elliot Medlock.
Medlock was hit by a pitch earlier in this game, came around to score that second run for the Miners when it was 7-2. Kingsmen have since extended the lead, and the Miners have since scored. It's 9-3 now.
Landon in for strike 1.
Still plenty of fans here at Herman Brothers Field, sticking it out for the rest of this game.
One and one. Downstairs on a 2-1.
Freddie Bisbano, especially when he looks in to get his pitch, reminds me a lot of Yankees pitcher Jonathan Loizaga. Whenever he looks in, he's swinging that right throwing arm back and forth, almost like a pendulum. Bisbano does something similar. There is some movement in the Kingsmen bullpen, just in case things get a little hairy here in the bottom of the 7th inning for Bisbano. Can't see the number.
3-1 sky high. Could be a play for the catcher and will be out of play, unplayable. And the ball landed in the press box.
Yeah.
No,
we have an extra baseball up here. It was in my lap, and I accidentally dropped it. Just timed it perfectly.
I feel like a ball would have to land perfectly on the net right there.
There are some gaps in the net. We fixed them earlier. We hung a sheet up over the camera so it doesn't overheat on us.
Ball too far outside.
Bisbano very upset at that call.
Third baseman, number 16, Carson Grout.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The body language of some of these players just whatever. I'm not gonna say anything else, but you know, you got Eberhard over at second base. You got Medlock over at first. Straight back, and Grout fouls off the first pitch. Brown does the same with the second. 0-2 now. Now spike to the plate, and Eberhard and Medlock are going to end up in scoring position over at second and third. Second and third, Grout, good opportunity late in this game. 9-3 right now. Well, smacked a ton, deep center field. Still racing backwards, making the catch. The tag up from Eberhard going home, and we'll make it there easily. A 9-4 game. And going from second over to third is Medlock, so at least deep enough to get the sacrifice and get another run home. Now Erickson, Medlock waiting over at third. Made it just that much closer in this game, and now a 9-4 game. Still only one out. Ball outside. Medlock represents that fifth run for the Miners. Erickson would be 6. Still need 3 more runs after that. Breaking ball lands it. One and 2 on the count. Erickson dialing in. Medlock dancing off a third. Swing and a miss. Erickson goes down on strikes. And down to the final out with James McGee coming up.
Stepping up to the plate, your designated hitter, number 28, James McGee.
And that ball is going to catch McGee.
Caught him in the helmet.
And luckily he's doing okay, but it did catch him in that helmet area, and he's going to shake his head off here a little bit, and I wonder if they're going to pinch run for him here.
Coach Tyler Brunn out there on the first base line doing a little bit of a concussion check. Just a preliminary one.
And they are going to go in for him.
Absolutely, in a game like this, no reason to leave McGee out there after a very scary situation. We're hoping he's okay.
Yeah, they're going to check on him, make sure that he doesn't have anything with concussion, stuff like that. More than likely is what they're going to do. They're going to bring up Greg Parentoni to run for him.
And also warming up in the on-deck circle right now is Carter Geffrey, just in case Funkhauser gets on.
Greg, Darian, Tony, and stepping up
or
to
Stevenson,
plate, number
excuse
30,
me.
center fielder Lincoln Stevenson.
Lincoln Stevenson in to take his hacks. Carter Geffrey is in the on-deck circle. Big-time hitter for this team as that ball is nearly past the catcher and Bernie, but he makes a real nice catch again to keep it in front. It's been a wall back there for this team in the Kingsmen.
Not many have gotten by Bernie today. He's done a great job to get in front of a lot of these pitches.
Landing too high, 2-0. Now you wonder how long Brisbano will go in for if Stevenson does get on and the bases do somehow get at least a couple of runners on. If Juice with the walk and you got Geffrey up, I'm wondering if they will have the righty bat against Geffrey or not. Ball outside, 3-0 on the count.
Geffrey started off the season regular season on fire, was 2 for 17 in non-conference, since then been 5 for 6 with a couple of walks.
6 for 7 actually
6
with a
for
couple
7.
of walks. Even better. So that loads up the bases. You've got Medlock over at third, Parentoni at second, Stevenson at first.
That will be
and this is going to be it for Brisbano. New pitcher coming up for the Kingsmen. It's Carter Geffrey who will face him. Right back on the Miners broadcast here. Bases are juiced. It's Carter Geffrey for the Miners with the new pitcher Southpaw on. And really big hack by Geffrey, was going for it all. Comes up empty on his first hack. Willow Shields, the new pitcher, to finally try to get this last out for the Kingsmen in what is the bottom of the 7th in a 7-inning game. 9-4. And he's going to take a called strike well inside. That ball was well inside.
Yeah, a lot of times up here you don't want to argue ball and strikes, but that breaking ball looked like it missed a little bit from up here.
And checking on the runner for absolutely no reason in a 9-4 game on an 0-2 count with 2 outs. And you have 2 runners in front of the guy at first base. There was absolutely no reason to do that. Oh, and 2. Landing too high, 1-2.
Great take there by Geffrey.
Geffrey waiting for his pitch down in the 1-2 count. Medlock over at third, Parentoni at second. You got Stevenson at first. 1-2 offering too far downstairs, 2-2.
Geffrey reaches. It'll be Cole Funkhauser.
Two and two count. With 2 outs. Bases juice. The offering. Lands in there, called strike 3, and that one did land in the zone. Geffrey goes out looking, and the Kingsmen knock off the Miners. And the Miners will now fall so far on the season to 6-2 overall, and first loss in non-league play for this team, so undefeated in nothing, no more. And it is going to be a hard loss for the Miners to swallow, a 9-4 loss. We will come back with a small post-game show right after this. welcome back on the Miners broadcast. Dylan VanderVeen, Landon Stilz over here. Going to be a quick post-game show today. Wasn't expecting Tyler Brunn to come up here and have the post-game with us, and he's not going to. I would look at this one and say, you know, maybe this one we just kind of pass on here these last couple of days. Anchorage Bucks a 13-5 loss, and now a loss here to the Kingsmen. Made it a little bit exciting towards the end. 9-4 game at the bases juice before Geffrey struck out looking. But it is a tough last couple of days for Miners fans out there, as not a lot has gone right.
Yeah, not a lot has gone right on the pitching side of things. A lot of free bags. Today it wasn't the free bags that got him. It was the long ball in those base hits. The Kingsmen did a really good job of attacking this Miners pitching staff, put a lot of balls in play, put some over the wall to score those 9 runs. On the defensive side, 4 errors today for the Miners, 7 yesterday. 11 in 16 innings is not numbers you want to be putting up, especially for a defense that had only 3 in exhibition play up until today. And then on the hitting side, just not a lot of competitive at-bats. Sometimes you're getting hard-hit balls, but it's right to the outfielders, right to those guys in the infield. Not a lot of things falling the Miner way.
Yeah, just a really overall last couple of days, not really the way the Miners wanted to play, and also not the way that they've wanted to jump out into games. Both times they have started down 5+ runs in that first inning, back-to-back games now. This is not the way that you really want to start it off if you're the Miners here on a game, but we don't have a whole lot more for you on the post-game show. Miners will go and play the Kingsmen same time tomorrow night, unless it's – is it 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock start time? 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock start time. So excuse me, not the same start time. So we got the 4 o'clock start time tomorrow. Follow us here on the Matsu Miners broadcast at the 4 o'clock game versus the Kingsmen. Another exhibition game before it is all league games after that. Miners will look to kind of figure it out after this 2-game skid tomorrow.